Hey everyone. Boy, I was driving down the road and something just hit me and I almost am overwhelmed with it. And so I just pulled over into a parking lot here. I'm on my way to a meeting, but I just thought I'd pull over real quick and just share this with you. Somebody shared this with me almost probably about a year and a half ago. And then I began to investigate this a little bit further, and the more I learned, the more in awe I am of this. And it just really hit me again this morning. And so if you're a Jesus follower, you'll appreciate this, I think, because this is going to be regarding a Bible verse. It's Hebrews 11:1, which is the definition of faith. And so as Jesus followers, we talk a lot about faith. I'm not sure how good we are at exercising faith and living faith, but we talk a lot about it. In fact, that's what our entire belief system is based on, is faith. And so, but the interesting thing about faith is Jesus really said it doesn't take a whole lot. In fact, he said, he was kind of like, what's the smallest thing I can think of? Well, a mustard seed. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. That's pretty incredible. But let me read this verse to you, Hebrews 11:1, and I'm going to read it to you from the expanded Greek translation that I've mentioned before that I love so much. Here's what it says. It says, now faith is the title deed of things hoped for. So that's the first part of that verse. Faith is the title deed to the things hoped for. Well, let me ask you a question. First of all, it says this is the definition of faith. So what is it you hope for? That's faith. Like, do you hope for anything? If you hope for something, you've got faith. Now, I've had people just tell me, well, I just don't have enough faith. Well, you know what? The truth is, you've been given all the faith you're going to get. God says he gives to each of us a measure of faith. And so, but how much do we need? Well, Jesus said, if it's as big as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain with that. So it doesn't take a lot of faith. And then here we find out hope is simply, faith is what you hope for. So what do you hope for? If you hope for something, then you have faith. And now hope. Now, I've mentioned this before. Does that mean, well, I want the right car and I want the right house and I want to make a lot of money and all of those things? Well, we may hope for those things, but I don't think that's what it's referring to here. I think when it says hope, it's what did God knit into you? What did he wire into you? You go back to Psalm 139. He says, I knit you together in your mother's womb. I was putting you together very, very carefully, piece by piece, bit by bit, very thoughtfully thinking about what I was weaving into who you are. And so I think the things that we hope for really refers to those things that are deep in our soul, deep in our being, that we crave, that we desire to see happen. The things that when you really think about them or experience them, they might even make you tear up or cry because it's so fulfilling and satisfying. I think that's what it's talking about. So check that out. Faith is the title deed of the things we hope for. So what do you hope for? Now, the other piece of that is the title deed. What does it mean when you have the title deed to something? Well, I'm sitting in a car that I paid off a long time ago. And when I paid that car off, they sent me the title to the car, right? And what does that mean? That means I fully own it. The bank doesn't own it. Mom doesn't own it. Nobody else owns it. I own it. Like, the title deed means I fully own it. I don't owe anything. Nobody else has ownership in it. I own it. So it's saying that faith is the title deed, full ownership of the things that I hope for. Well, let that sink in. That to me is mind-blowing. I hope you'll spend some time dwelling on that, meditating on that, rolling that over in your mind. Man, what does that mean? And ask yourself, what is it that I hope for? What do I hope for? So the first part of the verse, now faith is the title deed of things hoped for, the proof of things which are not being seen. The proof of things that are not yet being seen. So it's like I already have the evidence, the proven evidence, even though I can't see it yet. I have evidence that it's going to happen or it's going to come to being. Man, I don't even know what to say about that. So read it all together. Now faith is the title deed of things hoped for, the proof of things which are not being seen. Let that blow your mind. Think on that a little bit. Man, send me your thoughts on it. Comment here if you want to. That's just an amazing verse that it's 2 years now, year and a half. I can't get over it. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. So, hey, good to see you on here, Larry and Jake. What's up, man? Hello, mother-in-law Joan. Good to see you. And Kevin Height, love you, man. Been a long time. As the owner, I received the full value of it. Yes, sir. That's faith. All right, y'all. I got to get off here and get to my meeting. Have a great day. We'll see you.